All right. How are you doing today, Michael? It is our Live at 5.
Live at 5. I am feeling alive. Let me tell you, doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I am excited to kind of dive into this budget and how we can be a community together to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, you showed me some cool stuff just now. Do you want to pull it up?
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Still trying to figure all this out. So this is one of the many tabs that I have found that kind of explains the budget. But this one seems to be this has a lot of guides in it. So this actually has a citizen's guide to how the budget operates, and it's a 20-page guide. And so we'll take a look at that too. I have the budget itself and everything that went through legislature and that was approved. But this is what I thought was really neat. I can't read a darn thing on it though yet. Like I got to blow it up to about 500. But this is the budget universe. Understanding the Washington State budget universe.
Do they have a little planet for what they spent putting that together?
I don't know. We'll have to look. I don't know. Okay, so how big is that? Should I go?
It's tiny. I can't see it at all. Like it's in the corner.
Oh, because it opened a new tab. Hold on. Let me fix that. We're going to remove.
Yep, all good. All good.
I'm over here in this other tab playing with it and nobody can see it. There we go. I think it's this one. Okay. So here's the whole thing, and it looks like that'll be really cool. Now, here's my first question, and maybe it'll be over here, so we'll have to take a look. But do you know what NGF means?
NGF?
Do we know what that stands for?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't either. So
nerve growth factor.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Not going first. What else?
Oh, here we go. Near general fund state and operating pathways account spending and budget. Oh, see, here's the thing. Like when I first, when I'm looking at this, oh, here, wait, let's add this to stage. Sorry. When I start looking at this, there's so many words that I know what the words mean, but then you have to understand what they mean in these contexts.
Yeah.
Right. And so it gets, it's a little crazy. So this map is intended to provide you with a better understanding of the 2025-2027 state operating budget. There are 2 additional state budgets, capital and transportation, that are not included in this map. Oh, okay. Well, that I didn't realize. So yeah, there's 3 different budgets that we have in the state. So that I did not realize that all of that pretty little picture there.
Can you put the link in the comment section, please?
Yep.
Awesome.
Let's see. Where's comments? Where's the comment section?
Well, you don't you put the U.S. House find your representative thing in the comments at the beginning of every show?
Yep. I don't know where they went though. I closed them out. Oh, there it is. It's because I'm trying to do this new thing and share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that this is just one part of the budget. Now, this is the biggest part of the budget, right?
Sure.
When I pulled up the budget, it's about almost 1,400 pages. Gaming agencies. Okay. I've gotten some emails and stuff about gaming agencies, and there's a lot of topics that people are really interested in that we really should look at, setting up community or committees to understand these things. And, just that people are clear, like the whole reason why we want to really go through this budget and understand it is because we have to have a starting place. We all assume that we know what's going on with the budget. We pretend to know, but in reality, like, until right now, we didn't even know what NGF, like what on earth is that? So there's so many things that we really don't know. So in order for us to really pick it apart and say that they are not good at what they're doing, we really need to take a closer look at everything. Okay, so FTEs mean full-time equivalent staff. Total. Well, I'm glad they defined that. Okay, so there are 16 major budget solar systems represented on the map for each solar system. I think this is cute. The planets are state agencies or major activities. The size of each planet is intended to depict the near general fund state or operating pathways account spending in the operating budget and the state agencies or activity. So does that just mean that's just the general fund, right? When we're referring to that, like that's what they're calling, when we hear them say the general fund, that's what this is the big word for it, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay. Spending is the legislature's primary focus and in the operating budget process. Just a side note, I think something that we should also get into is actually the government role in our, like how the federal government, what they're supposed to control, what the states are supposed to control, and what the cities and the counties at some point. Yep. Just a side note. Public school solar system is 43% of the NGFO spending in the state operating budget, because NGFO spending for K through 12 basic education funds to local school districts is so large. The planets are not entirely proportional for their percentage of the spending. Many planets would appear much smaller if drawn in such proportions. Okay, well.
It's interesting that there's 3 separate budgets that get voted on. That's better than one giant budget getting voted on. But I do think it still needs to get broken down further.
Right. So let me see it. Where do I have it? I have another. Sorry, there's another tab that I have that's got. So here, share this tab instead. Oh, okay. Is that showing the Citizens Guide to Washington State Budget? Mm-hmm. So this is another thing. This is only 20 pages, and let me put the link to this in there. This is supposed to be another explanation of it. So this is all on the website. And so what's included in this? Where did it go? And I did 2023. So I haven't seen the one. I can't find a more updated version of this. So how's the budget created? How big is the state budget? Where does this money come from? So this is supposed to be a very broken down way to look at this.
Keep going. Let's see. I mean, it kind of, well, it is a guide, right? It's called a guide.
It's a guide. It's supposed to be a guide.
So, yeah, but it's probably not broken down like that much.
Right. So how is the budget created? State agencies, governor, legislator, citizens, and interest groups are involved in the budget. Okay. Citizens. Hold on. I'm just curious if it says specifically what citizens role is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you know what? I shouldn't be looking for that. We should just be going with and seeing what it says. agency request, governor's budget, by law, the chief executive officer of the state, a governor. This is also dry too, right? So this takes a lot to get through.
No, so let's just see. Super interesting.
Okay, well, good. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's why people don't want to get involved, because government makes things so boring.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you go to these meetings and it's 3-4 hours long.
Right, because they're just talking in circles, because they're not talking about anything actually important.
And they're droning on. They're patting themselves on the back. They literally give awards out to each other. Like,
oh, do they? Okay.
Oh yeah, like, it's crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just really boring. You know, I've gone to 2 PUD meetings, and it's like, I'm pulling my hair out. Like, you know, and I think they do that on purpose. They make these things as boring as possible. Me and my buddy, who he's local, he ran for office, state representative. We were the only 2 citizens in there. And then one of my other buddies, the first one I went to, we were the only 2 citizens in there.
Wow.
Everyone else in there, they're commissioners or they work for the district. Like, a bunch of employees were in there. God, they probably spent $100,000. Well, maybe not that much. Just like, $20,000 on salaries. Just for that one meeting. And then the attorney that is getting paid $400 an hour, sitting in there for 3-4 hours, doing nothing, doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so much waste. That's okay. We're going to figure it all out. We're going to see where all that's going. So it's 151 billion.
I just want to complain. I just want to complain, Tony. What do you mean I have to do something?
Oh no, we're gonna fix this stuff. Okay, so this is the old budget. So let's just be clear, right? This is 2022 legislative. This is 2021, 2023. This is I cannot find this breakdown for the newest budget yet. Maybe they haven't put it out. I have no idea. So I think that we can just use this as a guide to help to understand, but this is not accurate, right? This is probably not a whole lot different, but look at the operating costs for the state, and then you have capital and transportation. Mm-hmm.
131 billion, transportation budget 12 billion, capital budget 8 billion. Wow.
Yeah.
What is the capital budget? Is for budget to acquire and maintain state buildings, public schools, higher education facilities, public lands, parks, and other assets. It's called the capital budget. Interesting.
See, now this is what I really want people to understand. We are looking at this for the first time. We are trying to understand what this means. I am, in the grand scheme of things, nobody, right? And I'm looking at this as a citizen who wants to understand it. When I first looked at capital, and I was wondering, like, what is the context of capital? Like, is the capital budget literally like the budget for the Capitol
building?
Right? That was my first, or does that mean assets? Like, what does capital mean? We do need to break it down to that level. And I hope that people understand, like, just by seeing the word capital, like, I questioned what exactly was that referring to. I really want people to understand that we need to be questioning. And if you're seeing something that we're talking about and you don't know what it means, please ask. Even if it's just a message, like, because you don't want to put it out into the world, please ask, because you are not going to be the only one who doesn't get it.
Yeah, I was just interviewing a candidate earlier, and he was saying these things, these issues that he cares about, like ending qualified immunity or defend the guard, right? I know what those things mean now, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. So I asked him, well, what is qualified immunity? What does that do? What is that? Why? And then why do we need to end it? Right? What is defend the guard? What does that even mean?
Yeah, because I have no idea what those things are. Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah. So we're not going to go in it now because we don't need to hop topic to topic. But
but I mean, it really is, right? I mean, it really is important to really break it down, and there really truly is no stupid question, because if you don't get it, there's a good chance you are not alone. You know, you're not going to be the only one, and anybody who does understand it, then please speak up, because this is exactly what we're trying to accomplish here, right?
Yep.
So anyway, okay, let's go back here. So yeah, so
like
operating.
You said, if you're watching this and there's a topic that you know a lot about and you'd like to hop on our live stream, please do. Please reach out. We'd love to interview you.
Yeah, or you know, if you'd like to just be in the background and it's a topic that you would like to help us dig into, you know, we're not investigative journalists. We're just the everyday citizen trying to do something to make the world a little better. And so, you know, there's going to be people that know 100% the things that we don't. So we need you. We need you all to, you know, get involved and help us out here. So, okay. And then let's see, transportation budget, 12 billion, such as design, maintaining roads and public transit. That'll be really interesting. I honestly didn't realize that it was so, not that $12 billion is small, but I feel like I would have thought it was a bigger budget.
Wasn't that the biggest budget in Washington state history?
It probably is.
That's the 21-23 budget. So
right. So yeah, I'm sure it's much bigger because they're pushing all that great transit that nobody wants to use. Okay, so then this gets into where does the money come from? So let's see. Near general fund outlook. See, I don't know what that means. See, did we miss definitions up here? To pay for operating budget, the state will primarily utilize revenue from taxes, federal sources, and tuition. Well, I see now this is more I didn't know. Like I didn't know that. I thought that, yeah. Okay. So anyway, other sources.
So you know, public school, they charge, right? They get paid per pupil, and that's the tuition, right? So here, by
the federal government,
like 14,000 per student. No, so the federal government gives money back to Washington State for education.
Right.
Right. So that, you know, money is being stolen from us through the income tax, sent to Washington, D.C. Then our Congress people and senators, and they vote on these budgets, and they vote to make sure that more money is going back to the state, right? So then that money comes back to Washington State from the federal budget, federal government, and then gets included in the state budget.
That seems like such a roundabout way to do it, doesn't it?
It's a racket.
That's crazy. Well, while they're siphoning off of it, right?
So imagine you live in a small town, right? We live in a small area here. You know, there's like 23,000 people in our whole county, but a lot of that federal money that comes back to Washington State doesn't come back into local communities, right? There's a ton of it that stays in Olympia and then goes to like King County and Thurston County and Pierce County. So the more rural areas, less of their money comes back. And that's why we have poverty in a lot of these places, because money's being extracted out of that region and never coming back in. Or when it does come back in, it's only coming back in through government jobs, right? Like the school district that gets paid from the government, you know, the police department. Those people are getting jobs off the tax money that's being stolen from everywhere else, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, the whole system is pretty much corrupt, you know?
Yeah. Really gets, I don't know how depressing all this is going to end up being. Got to keep on our smile. Okay. Most of the money.
It's exciting though that more people are paying attention, more people are sharing our stuff, the views, you know, we're in the thousands now. On the views on our reels. You know, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool. There's a lot of not just just sharing all of our information and stuff. I've seen more shares recently than I have. You know, I did a thing on the two-party system and that thing's been shared a ton.
Yep.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay. So this is near general fund. Okay, so near general fund. I just wanted to see what on earth what is that? I don't know what that means. Federal funds, tuition,
yeah, see, that's
and
that money
higher.
coming back.
That's what you think that says here?
The federal funds is the money coming
federal
back.
funds, yeah, but I mean, like, what is this? And then that's the outlook. So is that what's expected?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So how the budget breakdown by function. Public schools represent nearly 43% of funds subjected to outlook expenditures. Because the nature of its tax source is the flexibility to utilize funds in multiple purposes, funds subject to outlook receives the most attention during the budgeting process. However, if all sources of funding are taken into account, then the following chart shows how the operating budget is allocated by function. So all other, natural resources, general operate. See, I guess this isn't satisfying because I want to know what these things mean, right? Like higher education, public schools, and human services. Like what's included under human services, because that's huge.
Yeah, that's where the line item budgets, will come in, and you'll see exactly. But it should be in a format that it's easily searchable, right? You type in human services, it takes you right there, and then you can scroll through and you can see what's going on and which organizations are actually getting paid.
Oh, look. Okay, so here they are. They're actually breaking it down a little bit and explaining. So human services such as medical and public assistance, long-term care, healthcare, prisons. Oh, I guess I didn't think about that either. Represents 44% of the total budget expenditures. Most human services programs are partnership between the state and federal government. If the federal government providing about half of the money and the state providing the rest, the state provides human services to 1 out of every 3 citizens, including services to over 1 million children residing in Washington. Do you see that? Yep. Services for 1 out of every 3. So like, what does that mean? Like medical, is that going to also mean employees?
Probably not.
Right. So is this just for people that
are government employees?
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Like government employees, state employees.
Probably not. That's probably going to go under personnel.
So that's every 1 out of 3 people receives government services?
That's what it's saying. Yeah. Human services to 1 out of every 3 people. So public assistance, SNAP, healthcare, so Medicaid or Apple Care, right? Yeah, I can see that right now with the way things are.
That's that's crazy.
Yeah, I had a friend that was a manager at the local grocery store here, and he said almost half of the people that are going in there on SNAP,
Yeah, you know what else happens too that I don't think a lot of people realize? I noticed so they built a whole bunch of low-income apartments near the Walmart that we usually go to. The Walmart that we go to now has just cops there constantly. There's constant crime in the parking lot, inside the store. Like it's not just security, they have actual police officers there on a regular daily basis. And I went in there recently and realized that the selection of organic food is dwindling, right? Because the income level around here is going down and the type of people that are moving in is going down, right? So like
they care less about better food,
or they can't afford it.
Well,
right.
So, if there's people on food assistance, right, they get a certain budget. And a lot of times they're using their budget on cereal or ice cream or frozen food.
I don't disagree with you. We have been on food stamps, and we have done everything that we can when we've needed that to make sure that we stretch it as far as we possibly can, cook from scratch, everything, so that it goes as far as it can. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
No. And so you're right. But I mean, they're not taught either how to shop.
No. Like he was telling me, you know, the people who, you know, work for a living, their baskets look a lot different than the ones that are on food stamps and SNAP.
Yeah.
You know, they're piling up frozen pizzas and ice cream and, you know, chips and soda.
Yeah, the kid that was checking me out, he made this comment just off the wall. He says, it's so weird to see that some people can come in here and spend $100 and get a cart full, and some people come in here and don't hardly have anything. And I was like, yeah, I get it, you know, because I mean, it really is like the choices that you make are hard when you're trying to eat healthy. Anyway, it's just one more way that, you know, they just keep us down. Anyway, tangent, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Other major spending categories include natural resources, so agencies for environmental protection and management and recreation, government operations, lottery revenue, enterprise services, and commerce. I wonder what that means. What does that mean? What do you think?
Enterprise services, that has to do with technology, I believe, because then you have like an Adobe subscription that goes out for everyone, you know, in every government agency. And, you know, that includes with different software. Like they probably have an enterprise Zoom account. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they have all these different Zoom accounts that, you know, are all built in. So I did want to show something real quick though.
Yeah.
And you know, we're definitely going to talk more about this in the budget, and we're going to keep going through it, and we're going to dig down deeper. We'll probably file for some FOIA requests, which is the Freedom of Information Act requests, about some of this stuff. So it's going to be fun. Thank you for hanging out with us. I just wanted to show the insights for the past month on our Facebook page, December 9th through January 5th. We've had over 13,000 views. That's amazing. The viewers, so over 5,000 people in Washington State saw our videos or posts, which is a 49% increase over last month. We had 1,800 people visited our page. That's a 39% increase. We didn't get as many new followers this month as we did the month before.
I didn't run as many ads because I was
had more unfollowers though. There was some. We had 56 people unfollowed us.
Really? Well, you know what? Our numbers kept going up compared to the unfollow. So
yeah.
Yes.
So
sorry.
And then we had 837 people interact, which means that they click like or they made a comment or anything like that, which is a huge increase too.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much for donating, for contributing. I know we're running like 2 ads right now.
3 actually.
Oh yeah, 3.
Mm-hmm.
We're running 3 ads right now, seeing what works best. So if you'd like to donate, please head over to WTPWA.com, WTPWA.com. We the People. You can hit the donate tab in the upper right hand corner. We will use your money wisely. We are not wasting money. We are spending it on advertising. We are spending it on promoting our ideas and the things we care about. So we're not going to waste your money. We're not using it on, you know, restaurants, or we're not using it for personal benefit, or, you know, all these things the government uses their government credit cards on. We're not doing any of that. So
no.
We've got a StreamYard subscription. We've got a Zoom subscription. We've got a MailChimp subscription. And I think that about sums it up.
Well, and actually, the only thing that actually comes out of the money that is donated is our ads and StreamYard. And
oh yeah, we're covering.
Yeah, we're covering everything else. But awesome. I did put StreamYard on the account, and I did do and the ads do come out of that. So
yeah, we need to get all of them over there, and then we can just
do.
donate into We the People and get it all taken care of.
Yeah.
That's going to be important. All right, Tony, anything else you want to talk about before we close it up?
Nope. I just really want people to understand that we really do want to ask questions and understand how things work so that we can fix it. And it's not, it's bipartisan. This is not, I think that it's important to have multiple people putting their voices in to what needs to change. But those people really do need to come right along with us to learn about these things, because I really think that we can't fix anything that we don't understand.
Yep.
And we got through 3 pages and probably have more questions than answers. So it's a big endeavor. So we would really like to put together committees to really drill into these things so that we can break it down and understand it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so Tony, thanks so much. And then we will see you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.